folks, welcome to day 7 of the 12 days of anime. Now, today we're going to get a little bit more serious with this video. I did tell you guys and girls that what I wanted to do with this series was talk about how anime has influenced my life. And while sharing stories with you guys, maybe you understand more about me if you're new to my channel, but even more so just to talk about some anime and to talk about how it's influenced my life in many ways. That's kind of what I want to do with the 12 days of anime. I wanted to make it a reflection series, something that I can go and look back on and be like, this is what, my life was like because of anime. The good, the bad, etc. With anime more good than bad though, trust me. But today's video is going to be talking about, if you haven't seen the title already, how anime has saved me in many ways in life. Now, I'm not talking about like, oh, it saved my life by doing this. No, I'm not talking about that. It's more like it made me a happier person. It also gave me a lot of strength when I had no strength from, just talking to my parents, for example, or talking to, elders or whatever. They can only do so much. I had a few friends when I was younger, and they tried to help me, and even they couldn't really do a lot. But anime did something that a lot of people don't understand, is like anime gave me a place to escape besides books, besides video games. It was another way for me to escape the realm of where I lived and to go into this world filled with brightness or filled with action or filled with romance or filled with drama, etc. It was a world that was far away from my own, and sometimes that was the best way for me to escape, was to go into these things. That's why I loved reading, because reading did the same thing for me, and it was a whole different experience. So that's why I always thought, for me, that's why reading and anime and, are like probably the two biggest things to me. Like, video games always are a big thing too, but I always think they're probably a third thing to me in terms of like if I ordered like the top 3 biggest and like hobbies like entertainment values for me, it would be probably anime, actually it'd be books, anime, and video games in the order of that. But and I'm gonna tell you guys in advance real fast, because I know some people comment below or say it, and I really hate when people do this. I'm not talking about these videos to make you pity me or asking for pity. I don't want any of that crap. I'm 28 years old. I don't need pity. It's just more so I could share with you guys something about my life, share something with you guys on a personal level, so you understand how, my life has come from a very interesting point to a very stronger point as I get older, and maybe empower you guys and girls, because I made way back when a Blades advice corner. I know I got a lot of heat from some of my friends. They used to mess with me all the time, going, "Oh, make another advice corner video to help people." But what happened with the advice corner videos, why I stopped doing them, it's not because I stopped doing them forever. I'm going to bring them back. I always say that, but I am going to do that. I have to be inspired to do them. They're not videos I want to just pump out constantly, because I don't want to. That's not the point of them. It was the point to give you guys and girls some advice that maybe you need in your life. And I had an overwhelming amount of people comment to me on both YouTube and on Twitter, telling me that my last advice video helped them understand something about themselves, or help them figure a little bit something else about what to do in the situation that they were dealing with. So yeah, I might have got some shade from my friends, and they didn't understand the point. Like, I don't even think even now they understand the point. They might lie and say, "Oh yeah, we get why you do." No, you really don't. The point I was doing that to empower and to help others. It wasn't to get... None of those videos did well on YouTube. Like, all of them got like 30 or 60 views at most, I think. I think maybe one of them hit 120. I was amazed by that. But all of them were not about views. They weren't about money. They made some money on the side. That's cool. Made like, what, 10 cents, $1? Big freaking deal. The point was to help you guys. And I wanted to do that because they were experiences I had, but it helped you guys get advice from them. And even with today's video, you're going to get a little bit of my past. In case you're new to my channel, it will help you understand me a little bit better. If you're not new, you probably heard some of these stories before, and I apologize for that. But I promise it will go into anime. We'll talk about anime toward the middle point, so, look forward to that. As many of you guys may or may not know, like I said, new to my channel, you won't know this, but if you've been here, you know this about me. As a young child, I was bullied a lot. And it wasn't by my parents or anything like that. My parents have always been the best thing that I could ever have in my life. I love both my mom and dad so much. They've always helped empower me as a person. They've helped show me a way to go as I got older. My dad, for example, is a role model to me. He works so hard. There are times where I'll work a day and be so tired and be like, "Oh my God, I can't work anymore." Like, geez. And yet he'll work 2 or 3 days straight. I'm like, how does he do it at his age, especially too? It's like, how? I don't have that same level, so I don't think I'll ever be as hard worker as he is, but I will always try to thrive to be stronger and just as hardworking as he. My mom, for example, she dealt with a lot of stuff in her past, and we always just share stories about how similar our past lives were in many ways. Not in terms of like, you know, our uprising, because I think our uprisings were very different, but in terms of our school life. You know, my mom and myself school life was very similar in terms of bullying and stuff like that. I mean, I think she had it way worse than I've ever had. I'll tell you that right now. You know, like if I rated my bullying thing, I would say it's like an 8 out of 10. Hers was probably a 9, even close to a 10. That's just how bad her bullying was when she was younger. But you know, what's interesting is bullying for me was something that probably lasted until I was in 10th grade. And even now, as a 28-year-old, going into the workforce, going, you know, from college and all that, I still have some bullying. You still have some people that are kind of just rude people, arrogant people, and people that like to, you know, throw things at you in terms of like, you know, stupid comments. I don't mean like physical. I mean like, you know, metaphor wise. You know, they throw like stupid comments your way, throw, you know, rude remarks that don't need to be said, and they don't think about the consequences. That's why whenever I say something as a joke to someone, I always try to make it so it's a comment that I know won't hurt them. I don't want them to feel that pain. Like, I don't want them to think a joke is something to hurt them. It's more just a joke to laugh with, you know? That's me. But the thing is that when I was young, I did grow up in a school that wasn't hard. It wasn't dangerous. It wasn't like I was going to worry ever about my life per se. But it was filled with a lot of people that were rude people. They were filled with people that were just evil young kids and teenagers that, you know, thrived off of hurting others in terms of saying horrible things to them, you know, making fun of them daily. I used to get made fun of daily. I would go to school. The minute I entered school, I had someone make fun of me. I would have one of the bullies mess with me somehow. It made it where I didn't want to go to school. It made it where every day was a struggle for me to go to school. I did miss a lot of school when I was younger, and it was because I just didn't want to go to school. I was afraid to go to school. I didn't want to hear a stupid comment. I didn't want to be made fun of for my long hair that I had back then. I didn't want to be called a girl. I didn't want to be called you know, fat this or that. I didn't want any of that. You know, I didn't want to be pushed. I didn't want to be shoved into a thing. I didn't want to be pushed into a locker. I didn't want to have someone throw a punch at me randomly or pull my hair or do something stupid. I had that stuff all happen to me, and then some. And I'm telling you, it was bad. It really was. But, you know, like I said, I've heard worse stories. I had one of my friends, they were assaulted at school and on a daily basis. I've had people that I know were threatened at gunpoint at school from bullies and threatened by knives. I got threatened like twice in my life by a knife at school, but it was not on the same level as some of them who were like constantly tortured. It goes to show you, school is definitely a scary place to go. Not for everyone. Some people don't ever experience bullying at school or experience like very minor. And I listen, there's no like, oh, I'm jealous or envious of those people. I'm happy for you. That's a good thing that you don't experience bullying, because school's supposed to be a safe place that you go to. For me, it wasn't that like that, and you know, it made me a stronger person because of that, though. Like, I don't, you know, I think a lot of people say that if they can go back in time, they would do something different to avoid that. To me, I'm glad a lot of that shit happened to me when I was younger. It made me the person who I am right now. It made me a person that is filled with joy, is filled with happiness, understanding when it comes to other people, understanding when it comes to people's pains, me wanting to have empathy and sympathy for people rather than just, you know, one of the two. It's something that it made me a human being that I'm proud of. That I know my past self would look at me and go, I'm very proud of you. And my parents always say they're proud of me, and my friends even have said that they're very proud of me. I love who I am. But how anime really influenced that, it was an escape for me in many ways. When I watched anime, what it did for me was it empowered me in many ways. It showed me this heroism with these characters sometimes that can be heroes despite adversity, despite having, you know, the lackluster combat experience to go into a war. They were able to, you know, somehow get a sword and become like swordsmen just from hard practice and dealing with the constant stupid comments from people that were like, oh, you're never going to be as good as us. But they would rise up and they would become like the heroes of the story. I love that. I think that in many ways, anime has always been this thing that you could look up to and be like, you know, I could be that character. You might not have supernatural powers. You're not going to ride a mech anytime soon. Or maybe not now. Maybe in the future we'll have mechs. But I hope that happens. I want to be able to ride a mech at least once in my life. That'd be cool. Like, I don't care if I'm 80 years old and I'm in a mech. I want to do it once. But regardless, you know, what's cool is that anime can make you into a hero that you never knew you could be. There was I just saw recently the Spider-Man movie. It's a quote from Stan Lee, and I'm kind of butchering it, but it's the concept of it that I'm looking for. Is that heroes aren't people that are, you know, just there doing stuff because they have the power to do it, so because they want to do it. They want to help people, and they force themselves to do it because they know That's the way to be. It's not the exact quote of him, but it's like very something similar to it. But I love that quote exactly. I wish I should have copied it down verbatim. But that quote is something that why I loved Stan Lee when I was younger, because Stan Lee was an inspiration for me when I was reading comics and stuff. I would read comics and it would show me heroes that came from very similar upbringings. Like Spider-Man, the reason why I love Spider-Man so much, maybe you guys don't understand, or maybe now you realize it. Spider-Man was someone who was a nerdy kid who was bullied left and right. He was thrown into lockers. He had stuff knocked out of his hands. He was constantly tortured by like people like Flash Thompson and all that. And then he became Spider-Man and became something different. You know, he became a hero. He rose up. He helped the people that needed him. He helped kids, teenagers, whatever, and he saved them. And just more than just saving them from villains and stuff like that, he saved them in ways by showing, look at this. This guy is a young person as a hero. And that's why, to me, like, even anime did something like that, where I would watch, you know, like Gatchaman, which, if you guys don't remember, is G-Force in America. And you have these guys who were teenagers that they became superheroes, like, during the day because they could do it. I loved stuff like that. I loved being, like, this teenager becoming a hero, rising up and you know, defending the downtrodden, defending the people that needed the help. That's what anime did for me. Anime to me is something that I still think is probably one of the best recommendations when you need something to kind of uplift you. There are plenty of anime to do that. If you need something to empower you, there's plenty of anime to do that. And I know I should be talking about reading. You know, reading. I love literature. Literature to me is still more popular than anime. Like, I love to read more than watch anime. I technically watch more anime than I read, unfortunately, just because anime is more convenient time-wise. But I still love picking up a book and going into a world that, you know, is just you escape into. That's why I love when authors can do it so well. But anime is a great alternative because I know some people don't want to read and they want to, you know, have something that they can visualize with, also the side of hearing or seeing text at the bottom. That's why, to me, I always tell people that anime is a perfect escape when it comes to a lot of things. I understand why people abuse it sometimes, where watch a little too much anime. I mean, I always tell people, make sure that even if you are dealing with a lot in your life, don't let one thing be the only thing that saves you. Because, you know, even as I grew up and I was dealing with all these things around me, I had multiple ways to escape and multiple ways to look up to other people. Like, I had my parents who give me strength. I had, you know, I had my friends, the few friends I had when I was younger, they gave me strength. I had, you know, my own inner self. I had God, which, you know, if you guys know, I'm a religious person, so I'm never afraid to say that. I had Jesus Christ on my side all the time. I always had the religious concepts to go off of, you know, to make sure that I was always standing up to adversity, standing up to evil, because God was with me and Jesus Christ was with me always, the Holy Spirit. Those are things that, to me, were things that empowered me, you know. And I had all these forms of escape. I had all these things that had shields around me to make it in my life, to make my life passable, like in terms of dealing with all this. I was never truly alone, and I always knew there was a reason for it. And even now, as now a 28-year-old, like I said before, I understand that maybe the reason I had to deal with all this pain was so I can understand what pain is, to understand what simple words could do to a person beyond what you think they can do. Like, I don't think people understand. You say something horrible to someone, even if you tweet it out or type it, it might be a joke to you, it might make you laugh, might make everyone crack up, but that person could really be cut by that inside. It can leave them emotional scars that traumatize them, that make them, you know, feel down and make them feel just weaker as a person. And I don't think that's ever funny. I think that's just stupid. And I know some people go, "Oh, dude, it's just a joke. What are you talking about? It makes you laugh. It's supposed to be funny. We don't mean it seriously." It doesn't matter. It's the wording behind it. And to me, anime has always been a thing where, you know, it should show you that especially if you're someone who only watches anime, if you're one of those people that just goes, "I just watch anime all day," anime should be something that you should see and be like, "Oh, you see, the hero isn't like that. The hero never throws jokes around at people to constantly make them feel bad. The hero is someone that's righteous. That's someone that, you know, they might seem corny at times, but they're the people that are the shining examples of what you should try to be." I'm not trying to say that you have to be perfect. I throw plenty of jokes at people, but there are times where I'll say a joke and I'll be like, I'm only joking, or "I'm sorry, I should not have said that. It was kind of mean if you think about it." Those are times that even when I say something stupid, I'm like, I feel horrible now because I'm like, I just realized that that could have hurt someone, made them feel down for a second. I don't want to do that. It's why I'm very picky with the jokes I make with people. I don't like just, my friends, my close friends, the ones that love throwing shade left and right at people, or the ones that love to do, I'll throw jokes around them because I know that they're unfazed by that crap. It's like, for them, they're unfazed by it. They don't get bothered by it. But then there are other people that I hang out with where I won't say a joke to them because I know that it hurts them. And then some people are like, oh, they just have overly sensitive, this or that. Does that matter? No, it doesn't matter. It's something that, again, use anime as an example. If you really have to only go to that as a pinnacle of an example, a comment or phrasing can really damage someone. It can make them feel hurt by it in so many ways. There's I think a common joke in a lot of like harem stuff, and it's probably one of the best examples of this, is you see harem shows and then you see like the main character getting problems with like a girl he likes or whatever, and she was like the arrows going through his heart when she says, "Oh, you're such a weakling," or "You're so like," you see the arrows piercing the heart nonstop, and I'm like, yeah, it's silly, but that's very accurate to what happens when you hear something that really hurts. Like if you get like rejected by a girl you like or a guy you like, and you're like, oh my god, that hurts. That hits you like that, and it stabs you in the heart. It literally feels like someone just stabbed you in the heart. It hurts. Jokes are the same way. Jokes can be quick stabs in places that you don't know that they would do it. But regardless, that's why I tell people, be very careful with what words you say. Be very careful how you treat others, because these are people that you might think they understand what you're saying by a joke. You might think it's just a joke to you, but to someone else it might hurt them. And for me, though, anime is something that I always tell people, if you really have nothing else to look forward to, look at anime. Watch a good anime. Now, I'm not saying don't watch dark fantasy, don't watch Berserk, I love Berserk, it's a great show, but it's probably not don't watch Welcome to the HK when you're depressed. Those are shows that will depress you more. Don't watch those bad ideas. Watch stuff that's like empowering. Like watch Persona, for example. If you really have to, watch Persona 5 or 4. Those are great shows. Not Golden. Persona 4 Golden's terrible. I don't care what anyone says. I dislike Golden, but watch those type of shows. They show a hero. Fate's Day Night, the original one. I was talking about that a few episodes ago on the 12 Days of Anime. I know it's not that great because Shiro is annoying as hell, but he's someone that you should see as a hero because he's someone that he sacrifices so much for others and is willing to continue doing that because he just wants to be a hero. He wants to save others. And while I'm not saying to ever sacrifice yourself because I think that's not the right way to go. I tend to do that more often than I should, but I understand that I know the limits to where I can do that and when I also have to focus on myself. And that comes with age and experience. There's a heroism to it where you realize that sometimes you have to, push forward into the darkness, into this world that you don't know what's ahead of you. And to realize that you are the light. You are the thing that could push through. More than just anyone around you. You are the person that can keep going. Not because, someone's holding you or pushing you back or forth, but because you are stronger than you realize. The mind is powerful. The heart is powerful. Don't ever let someone hurt you to the point that you feel like, I can't deal with this anymore. Don't ever let words affect you in ways that will make it so you stop moving. Don't ever let someone say, oh, because you're this type of race or this religion, that you're now not able to do anything further, that you are a horrible human being. No, you are not. You are an amazing... Every single person that's watching this video I know is an amazing person. The people that are honestly watching this video are amazing people. It's not because they're watching this video, but because I know a lot of them personally, because I know the people that are watching a lot of these videos are good friends of mine. But regardless of that, even besides that, even if you're a stranger watching this, I want you to know you are an amazing person if you truly feel like you're an amazing person and allow yourself to believe it. It's when we stop believing that we're great people and when we start letting bad words and bad concepts influence us people, that's where we start changing in the ways that aren't good. And that's where we start faltering as a society. So don't ever, ever, ever lose hope and think that I can't go to school today because someone's going to hurt me. Or I feel like I'm going to be pressured into doing something I don't want to do. Or I don't want to deal with this anymore. Folks, listen to me. I used to have those feelings where I used to worry about what tomorrow will bring. I'm 28 years old now, like I said before. And it's crazy that as an older person now, I'm starting to understand that every day, I'm sorry, my eyes itching. Every day is something beautiful. Every single day that we live on this earth is something beautiful. You'll find it if you truly look. The sky outside's beautiful. The ground is beautiful. Even if it's got trash everywhere, it's still beautiful. The air you breathe is beautiful. The concepts of life are beautiful. Animals are beautiful. There are so many things that you could see in the world. They're beautiful. And anime in many ways, I couldn't think of the words of how to put it out, so I apologize for stuttering right there. Anime in many ways helped me see beauty in a medium, because I see the people that make the series, that many of them were bullied. Many of them were told they can't do this, that their work will never be successful. And yet there are series out there that are amazingly successful because they went, no, I'm not going to let this person stop me. I'm not going to let these bullies make me quit what I want to do or make me feel like I can't do it. No, what they did was they kept going and they kept pushing forward. And guess what, folks? They are now creators that are well known. There are people that make great anime music. There are people that make great video games. That's why you can't give up. Don't ever give up. Let anime be that example. If nothing else in this world gives you an example, if you don't believe in anything, whatever, let anime then be that example for you. That giving up will lead you nowhere. But if you keep going, you will be the hero that you need to be. And you will find the future that you will look forward to. It might not happen tomorrow, guys. It might not happen 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years from now. But it will eventually happen, I promise you. It's just if you have to keep going. You have to keep going. You have to believe. And you can't let pessimistic ideas stop you, because a lot of people will start believing so many bad things will constantly happen in their life that it will make it where everything that happens thenceforth is going to be always bad. I'll tell you guys right now something very interesting about the world. Especially if you're a newer person, you might not realize this. Your mind influences a lot of things around you. If you're someone that believes bad luck is something that's going to constantly revolve around you every day, guess what? I got some news for you. Bad luck probably will constantly revolve around you because you believe so wholeheartedly that your luck will never be good. I don't ever think about luck. I don't ever think about bad luck or good luck. I just think that, hey, if I do this, most likely that will happen. Bottom line. So, like, for example, if I decide to speed to work, I'll be like, if I'm not careful, I can have a chance of getting a parking ticket, or not parking ticket, or excuse me, speeding ticket. Don't want that, you know? If I park here today, I could get a parking ticket. I don't want to do that. It has nothing to do with my luck. You know, we could always say, oh, that's just my luck, or whatever. No, it has nothing to do with that. It really doesn't. What you need to do and what you need to focus on, folks, is that doing the right thing is what matters the most in life. Push forward. Let anime be that example. I'm just saying it over and over again because it's the main focus of this. If you really have nothing to believe in, let anime be a focus for you that, guess what? Don't think about what this will happen or what we'll do next. Just do it. Get up and do it. Don't stop. Don't let things stop you. Don't let people stop you. Don't let luck or bad luck stop you. Keep living your days. Find that joy in whatever you can find it in, and you will have such a great life. Trust me. Because you'll think about it 10 to 30 years from now or whatever and be like, you know, that happened to me like 15 years ago, but yeah, it wasn't that bad. Or, at least I learned something for it. Or now I know how to deal with it now later on in life because I can now help someone that's maybe dealing with something very similar. I'll end this video on a good note. Because I've dealt with so much bullying in my life and stuff, I've been able to coach a lot of people. And I know there's another thing that my friends always love to stupid. A lot of my friends say some really crappy, stupid crap. I just realized that in hindsight. That's why I don't listen to a lot of them when it comes to certain things. But a lot of people I've actually been able to coach through various years of their life. Teenagers I've talked to, and even young adults, and I've told them that, you know, if they're ever going through bullying, who to talk to, who to deal with, how to deal with bullying, and not just the simple, oh, go to a principal or go to a teacher. No, more like, you know, if you're being bullied, you know, if you have to talk to the bully, tell them how you feel. A lot of them don't understand that, you know, like, hey, listen, some of my friends that I've made in life were bullies. But I told them, hey, listen, dude, you're really saying stuff that hurts me, and you really make me feel every day this and that. And when I explained it to them, they went, dude, I'm sorry. I always thought that was just joking. You know, I always thought that, you know, I was laughing. Maybe it was laughing. You were laughing too inside or stuff like that, or it didn't affect you. And some of them became some of good friends that I was like, holy crap, you're like my best friend now. It's crazy, but it happens. So, you know, there are many ways to go about it. And, you know, I'm going to end this also on the note that if you guys ever need, like, if you're a younger viewer or if you are someone around, you know, my age, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you need help or if you need advice and I can give it to you, feel free to DM me. You know, my Twitter link is in the description box below. You could always DM me. I might not respond right away because I'm obviously busy with work and other things, but I will always be there to try to answer for you. Be free, you know, feel free to comment below if you need to talk to me in a more private manner. You can tell me like a way to reach you. I will always be there to do that. And I hope this video helps you understand that, guess what, guys and girls, anime is cool because it does really help you find escapism in a lot of ways, but it also should help you understand that, guess what, life can be fought through in a way that gives you strength and also makes it where you are the hero of your own story, just by pushing through the darkness that's around you and finding that tunnel at the end, and then find the light that you need to go to, and finding the joy that you really need to kind of achieve. I know it sounds kind of corny, but it is how it is. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. The question for you, by the way, is a very simple one. It's not really per se too much for this. Is how has anime helped you deal with something in your life? So it's not like anything too. I know I said that in one of my first early videos. I don't want to make it always about the video, but this one will be kind of close. It's kind of close. How has anime helped you deal with something in your life? You know, maybe a death in the family, maybe being bullied or something like that. Just tell me in the comments below. If it's too personal, obviously, you might not want to share it. Don't share it. You can share it with me by DMs or whatever. But if you want to share it with other people, you can put it in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys later. God bless you all. See you on day 8, where I will have a more happier video, I promise. Hope you guys enjoy this one, though. Bye-bye, everyone.